Chosen ones, times have changed. Old friendships disappeared in the shadow of the glitter, while they chased hollow promises, lured by the lure of fake gold. You quietly built a future with a solid foundation, one that would not blow away in the wind. Those who mocked your methodical approach to money chased after pomp and ostentation. But you were willing to swim against the current, because you knew that truth is always more powerful than vanity. They put self-interest ahead of sincerity. They disappeared behind the dazzling lights. They deceived themselves by celebrating someone else's victory on the balconies of high-rise residences. They idolized false success, succumbed to the dream, and, worst of all, believed that they were finally against you. But you, with loyalty and patience, forged your own path. I want you to take a deep breath before we continue. When you do these three things, your energy and your intention will be amplified, sending a powerful signal to the universe. Press the like button, subscribe so we can reach 10,000 subscribers, and leave a comment saying, "Jesus, I'm ready." And now, Elon Musk is announcing your name. The world is hearing your name. Chosen one, he says, because true prosperity always belongs to those who remain faithful. Unexpected windfalls are the reward for your perseverance. You sit in the quiet prosperity that you have built without falling for fancy words. You are proving that true victory is only for those who are not blown away by the wind. Now your critics are silently watching. Their words go unheard, their mentors lost in the glitter, while you rise with the power of truth. Your name shines brightly, while their desire for illusion overshadows them. For the chosen ones are those who follow truth, not vanity. And your name is where it belongs, at the top. As they filmed inspirational movies and shared success stories in their Airbnb mansions, they secretly checked out before noon. Their personal bank accounts were empty, but they wrote about unique possibilities, passive income, and millionaire tactics. And they believed they were abandoning you. The warnings were visible to you. The cracks were visible to you. The lies beneath the surface were visible to you. But you were too wise to stop them. They were mesmerized by the illusion and refused to listen. They convinced themselves that they were now the chosen ones, and that they were beyond your patience, speed, and procedure. They wanted to be seen as the one who owned something, not the one who created it. So they started running away. They abandoned you for a rented lifestyle. They built a strong foundation for a house of cards. It is no coincidence that you are here. If you feel the pull and know deep down that you have been chosen, this is your time. Click the Super Thank button and donate $200 or more to access additional in-depth information, unique material, and a course in alignment with your divine destiny. This is not just a contribution. It is a declaration and a step towards becoming the person you are destined to be. Accept the call. Join us as we walk and truly embrace your destiny. Your adventure has only just begun. They ignored your vision, mocked your discipline, and ridiculed your patience because to them, not having luxuries meant that you had lost. But they did not realize what they were really leaving behind, because their idea of God never existed. They could not see that He was on a gradual, low, steady, unquestionable ascent. They rejected His peaceful legacy, His divine protection, and His silent grace. He had a currency that was never lost, never faded, and never taken away. As they sit amidst the wreckage of what they fled, something changes. Their ideals crumble, and they begin to look back. Enter 77 now to awaken your energies and discover the secrets of your soul. The mentors they respected have disappeared. The empire they believed in turned out to be a fraud. And you, the person they believed they had abandoned, are still alive and well and achieving what was always intended for you. They can see that now. But now, it is too late. It was real, they convinced themselves. They sat in conference halls full of idealists, nodding their heads in agreement, as a self-styled guru walked the stage and offered them the life they had always desired. Experience what it is really like to be chosen. You are not traveling alone on this journey. If you secretly believe that you are chosen, you are in the right place. By choosing to join, you can further your relationship with us, access exclusive information, and get the help you need on your spiritual journey. It's not just about joining a group, it's about gaining access to special insights that can change your life and help you get closer to your divine purpose. Make your decision now and join us on this journey. Claim your right to be one of the chosen ones. Sign up today. Promises of simple prosperity, financial independence, and a VIP lifestyle exclusive to those who believed in him were all part of it. They had faith too. The dream looked easy, too easy, and they fell for it. They were not expected to labor, build, or sacrifice. They were only required to make a small investment now in exchange for an infinite return tomorrow. The elite could only be reached by paying a membership fee, a one-time payment to unlock the secrets of the rich. They gave up their money, their trust, and their future, believing they were entering a unique realm. You observed from a distance. You could see the warning signs, staged success stories, fake testimonies, fake grins. Those already inside were frantically nodding their heads, clapping and pretending to be excited about not having to admit they had been duped. Even though there were many dreamers in the room, you realized that only those selling dreams were profitable. But they didn't want to listen to that, because in their eyes you were just a skeptic, a doubter, and a small thinker. They believed that they had progressed, that they were now socializing with the elite and would soon be rich without doing any work. And their leader, a self-proclaimed billionaire, a shadow in fancy sunglasses who was never seen without a rented luxury car secretly parked behind him, constantly flaunting other people's money and quietly encouraging new members to increase their own investments. A financial genius fueled by a desperate need for shortcuts. Every testimony, staged scene, and movie created for the purpose of ensnaring a new generation of believers. Hook, line, and sinker, they fell. They attended concert-like seminars complete with lights, music, and well-studied motivational speeches. They took selfies in fancy cars that weren't theirs, believing they were showing off their future. All the while, their bank balances continued to dwindle. They believed you had grown up. They branded you as old-fashioned, mocked your discipline, and told you that hard work was no longer the way to go. They rolled their eyes when you warned them. They laughed when you valued knowledge over vanity, because in their minds you were behind them. But illusions are short-lived. The mentor disappeared. Promises broken. The VIP circle is a revolving door of poor people who want to look rich. When reality hit them in the face and they realized that they had been deceived, exhausted, and abandoned, one idea struck them more powerfully than the others. You were right. The fulcrum of the illusion that had suddenly vanished was ignored by them. They exchanged stability for a sinking ship. They fled the real world in pursuit of a dream. Write the number 33 in the comments to let the cosmos know you are ready. Standing in the mud of their decision, they see you from the outside and wish they had stayed. Even though they had everything they needed, it was not enough. You provided something that was reliable, tested, and would improve over time. You paved the way with integrity, intelligence, and stability. But they were not interested in the things that take time. Their goal was to get there, not to build. You saw them moving, restless, agitated, looking for a shortcut. You saw how they murmured about people making millions of dollars overnight and how their eyes lit up at the sight of dazzling success stories. You could hear their tone change, their words colored with arrogant assurance, as if they were sure they had found a better way. Suddenly, they thought that what you were doing was too little. Even if they didn't say it out loud, you could feel it. The way they rolled their eyes when you talked about patience and wisdom, stopped listening when you talked about long-term growth, and compared your steady progress to the overnight wealth they saw on social media. Then they decided what to do. They put everything they had in the hands of others. They cashed out their funds, convinced they were investing in something bigger, convinced that the stabilization was too slow, They let go. You let them go. You didn't object. You didn't mount a defense. What is built on truth is always superior to what is built on lies. So you didn't waste time trying to prove yourself because you know something that others don't. They were so fond of publicity, prestige, and fast money that they failed to realize that success, without a solid foundation, will inevitably fall apart. Although they believed they had entered a world of limitless possibilities, they had fallen into a trap. For the first few months, they flaunted their new reality with lavish meals, hotel rooms overlooking the city, and business speeches full of meaningless language. They told themselves they were here. But you knew what was coming. The cracks are always visible. The excitement always wanes. The illusion always breaks down. When that happens, they are left with nothing. Because while you were protecting something that could never be taken away, others were after something that never existed. You were planting seeds that would last for decades, while others were betting on false promises. While they stand in the wreckage of their own decisions, they look at you, still standing, still thriving, still unharmed. They cannot go back because they can never have what they left behind. At first, they ignored the signs. They didn't want to admit that things were going wrong. The money should have come in by now. It should have been a profitable investment. Passive income was expected to come naturally. Instead, there are red flags, delays, and excuses passed off as short-term setbacks. This was expected. You have seen the limits of the illusion start to break. They convinced themselves that it was just a slow month. Trust the process, they convinced themselves. Big things are coming. Just wait, they told each other in vain. But they waited, and nothing happened. The mentor, who used to answer every call, became harder to reach. Weekly team meetings became less regular and less specific. Payment dates kept getting postponed until they were no longer specified. It wasn't just collapsing. The empire they were running away from, the empire they had given up everything for, had never been real in the first place. If divine love abounds in your heart, now is the time to share it. You can help spread God's blessing by clicking the Super Thank button on YouTube and making a donation of $100 or more. Through this platform, this wonderful gift will not only impact your life, but the souls of countless others. Your donations will be the result of our prayers, and each of you has a special place in God's greater plan. You were created to do so much more under God's tender care, so act today and spread your benefits to glorify His kingdom. May God bless you. They browsed the influencer's profile for solace, but the posts suddenly looked different. This was forced. Something is wrong. The energy has changed, but the captions still exude elegance. The mentor is still flaunting his money, even if it is no longer so loud. Promises are still made, though not to them, as they are now on the outside. They are no longer the new recruits. They no longer get all the attention. They have lost their usefulness. The mentor has moved on. The mastermind meetings and retreats are filled with new faces. The new recruits attract attention and are recognized. The illusion is financed with new funds. Those left behind have only debts and regrets. Let us now take a moment to celebrate those who have been chosen. Here's to the people who see the world from a different perspective. The silent protectors, the vigilant souls who are always alert and vigilant. They don't want it any other way, and they don't fit the mold. They create their own paths, wage invisible wars, and shine light into dark places, while others follow the known. If it's not for everyone, that's fine. But you know when you feel in your soul that something is for you. They ran towards something flashy, loud, and promising instant results. They thought looks were the key to success. Who can keep up appearances long enough to convince others? You said nothing. You did not act. You did not follow. You did not run around. Because you knew something that others could not know. That what was really meant for you could not be stolen, rushed, or lost. You did not strive to prove yourself. You were protecting something far more valuable than money. They believed that having a private plane they could not afford to fuel, fast cars and creative logos were signs of prosperity. But the inheritance God had prepared for you was might, God's protection, superhuman intelligence, a blessing that could not be bought. You were also entering a world that they could never reach in their pursuit of smoke, because true wealth endures despite changes in fashion. When the fanfare wanes, true success does not. The source of true wealth is God. It is not forced, counterfeit, or manufactured. And while they are frantically trying to keep up appearances, something has started happening for you. Not because you begged or conspired, but because divine timing was at work, doors began to open without you knocking. Because of your goodness, you were able to enter places where others were never allowed to enter. The decrees were already written your way, so you got what others toiled tirelessly for. Because you created not just for a moment, but for a lifetime, you discovered solidity in areas that others ignored. This is not a hypothesis. It is not wishful thinking. It is not luck. It is reality. And you already know this if you have walked in it. At first, it seems gentle, almost natural. People start paying attention to you because of your presence, not because you are trying to attract them. The right people notice you when you enter rooms. When the appropriate doors open, the appropriate conversations begin. There is no need to force it. Since God's inheritance doesn't need you to beg. You don't need to maneuver to get in. Relationships you previously had to earn, connections you struggled to make, recognition you believed required effort. They come to you instead. And the resources come in unexpected ways, not from the people or places you expect, not in the way the world tells you to go and get the bag, but at the very moment when you feel you are running low, that you might be missing something, or that the world expects you to be desperate. Divine providence that defies rational analysis. The bill gets paid. You find a suitable job. You don't have to sell your soul to get the money you need. Also, you are given chances that are well suited to your talents while they compromise for others. Because goodness involves harmony rather than sacrifice. God says, "Wait, I have something better." The world says, "Take what you can get." When you wait, the opportunity that presents itself does not require you to shrink. You are not asked to compromise your morality. It doesn't mean you have to change who you are. It is just what you have to be. Then the protection from supernatural forces begins. The same people who oppose your name, who secretly wish you to fail and plot against you, cannot harm you. They make efforts, but their attacks fail. They conspire, but all their plans fail. The truth continues to expose their lies, because there is a protection attached to God's legacy. One day they wake up and unlock their phone and everything looks different. There is a problem. There is a missing element. They never expected this to happen, but it did. Their role model, the business expert, the influencer, the entrepreneur, is no longer there. No more flashy vacations. No more rented Lamborghinis. No more inspirational speeches about achieving financial independence. No more daily posts bragging about living like a billionaire. The next great thing is exaggerated by silent comments. The flashy success stories turned out to be fabricated, and reality hits them in the face for the first time. They look into secret groups, emails, and conversations. They go through their messages to find solace and someone to explain that it was just a miscommunication. But no one responds to messages. There is a growing backlog of requests for refunds. The scam is now being exposed by many who previously praised the guru. It's like a kick in the stomach. They have been made. They have been used. They were just a pawn in someone else's game, and they abandoned you for it. They mocked your knowledge. They ignored your warnings. They believed you were too blind, too lazy, or too traditional to see the new path to wealth. So who's standing now? You. Who is losing everything? They are. They believed they had surpassed you, and chose a sinking ship. Even if they believed they were rising, they were heading for disaster. When they looked around, even though they believed they had won, all they saw was destruction. The guru disappeared. They had been promised riches that would never materialize. The future they believed in is gone, and you are still standing. Even though they are struggling to move on, your name keeps coming up. It doesn't have to be loud, but your success is not. You can feel it. There is no denying it. It is everywhere, which is the worst thing for them. They cannot enter rooms where they hear rumors about you. They see people they tried to impress before praising your work. When they check your updates, they reread messages they previously ignored, and a strong sense of sadness settles in. When they broke up, they believed they had leveled up. When they kept up the illusion, they believed they had surpassed you. They assumed you would always be at the same point. However, what is the real situation? They abandoned you for the sake of a fantasy. Now that you are gone, they can only watch you win. They convince themselves that it is just a coincidence and that they will figure it out on their own. But you can feel it, the way they look at you, their mute apology, that they know they have lost something they can never get back. Then you get the message. It starts comfortably with a gentle introduction and an essay. After reading it a few times, you say, "Hey, I was thinking about what we talked about earlier. Now I really understand what you mean. I hope you're doing well." This is exactly what you know. They are not trying to get in touch because they miss you. They have changed, so they are not expressing regrets. At the end, they appreciate your point of view. But that doesn't mean they will reconnect. They just have nowhere else to go. They need a lifeline after seeing everything fall apart. First, they pretend that nothing happened, that they never mocked your patience, that they never favored lies over truth, and that they never left you. They show interest in your content once more. They make short, encouraging statements. They start joking among themselves as if no time has passed at all. That's when the real motivation comes out. They forget one thing. They laughed at you, not just abandoned you. We have to catch up. We have to build together. We can do great things if we reconnect. They questioned you. They chose a side. There's nothing left for them on that side. And yet, what don't they understand? Neither do you. The door they came out of, secured. The bridge that was set on fire, it's gone. And the future they thought they could return to, they are no longer part of it. They fail to understand. They believe they can re-enter your life and pretend that nothing happened. They believe that you are waiting, and they think there is still room for them to pick up where they left off. What is it they don't understand, though? The door is already closed. Instead of abandoning their inheritance, they rejected it. Instead of choosing a different path, they mocked the path God had predestined for them. And when goodness changes, it does not wait. They believed that you are always a possibility. They believed they could return anytime they wanted. They believed that grace does not have an end date. But what did they think would happen there? Lost. No more opportunities. Their access has been canceled. The place next to you is occupied. They're trying to knock. They're trying to get in. But the entrance that used to be open has been sealed. They have no choice but to stand outside and watch you enter everything they ignore. Examine where you are. You radiate determination, strength, and divine provision. You are not following. You are not begging. You are not exerting pressure. What is meant for you comes naturally. Peace is your wealth, not just money. Your success comes from your intelligence, not just prestige. Your identity is your power, not just what you have. Restless, tense, regretful, and struggling with their own decisions, these people are trapped. They wanted their victory to be seen by everyone. The world now sees that they have lost. They ran towards the illusion of wealth. Now they have nothing. True wealth came one way. The other ended in destruction. Favoritism does not wait. but they believed they had time to play both sides. They see you from afar. They realize the truth they find hard to believe. You were never behind. You have always been ahead. Catching up is not an option. They believed they had time, that they could leave, chase dreams, and come back at the appropriate time. They assumed you would hold on. But goodness for the fickle does not stand still. It moves. It moves. It closes doors behind them for those who reject it. It moved with you. You did not beg them to stay. You didn't have to explain to them what was already true. You let them go knowing that not everyone was destined to accompany you into the next season. Now they understand the price. They cannot touch your success, but they can see it. They cannot reach your heights, but they can see it. They see your advantage, but they cannot resist it. They observe from the outside, desperate to find a way in, but they cannot deny the fact that they have lost you permanently. They ran into nothingness. You have been in every situation. Share your story. Who left? And did they know it was too late at that point? Let them experience the consequences of their loss. We have come to the end of this video. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Donate up to $100 to us by clicking the Super Thank button below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate the bell notification to be notified about our videos before anyone else. Hope to see you in our next video. Goodbye.